MiniWarGaming Dan here, and Matthew. Matthew from MiniWarGaming.com. Yeah! So we're here to bring you a fun battle report between Orks and Necrons. Now, we hit 2,000 points. Only I'm using the Extended Force Org, but I'm only getting one extra fast attack. So not too big of a difference. We're like somewhat of a custom scenario, just to have fun, and of course lots of flyers. This is the first real time we're going to see the Necron flyers in action. We're going to see how powerful or non-powerful, probably powerful, they are. So let's go take a look at those armies and start to have some fun. And 2,000 points of Necrons. We have an Overlord with a War Scythe on a Command Barge. Cool new chariot rules to test out. We have 8 warriors with a Cryptek, Harbinger Destruction. We have 2 of those, and both squads are in Ghost Arcs. Next we have 8 Immortals. They have Teslas. They're proxied with Teslas to have Teslas, and they're both in Knight size. And then there's 9 Immortals in the other one in a Knight size, also with Teslas. Then we have 10 warriors in a Knight Scythe and 10 more warriors in a Knight Scythe. And to finish it off, we have 2 Doom Scythes with their Death Ray of Goodness. That is your 2,000 points of Necrons. 2,000 points of Orks. We have a Big Mech. Custom Force Field, that's a Power Claw proxied instead of a Burna. We have Weird Boy upgrade to a Warp Head. We have 10 plus Mech Boy, he just can be proxied as another Luda, so we have 11 Ludas and 10 Ludas. Then we have 4 Daka Jets, the Blitz Bombers being proxied as a Daka Jet. In an effort to shoot down maybe some of those Necron flyers, there's so many. But we have 20 boys, 2 big Shootas, non-Power Claw Boss Pull, another 20 boys, another 20 boys, another 20 boys. That's a total of 4 boy squads that are all the same. And then we have some Knob Bikers. Pain Boy, Power Claw, the rest have Combi Scorches and Big Choppas. And there's a Banner and a Boss Pull in there. So this is the board and scenario. Now, each of the gun emplacements is going to be an objective, as well as the Valkyrie in the middle. And so each emplacement will be worth 2 victory points, and the Valkyrie will be worth 4 in the middle. And the same thing, so any place within 3 inches, if you're a scoring unit, then you can control the objective. And if you control the guns, if you're in base to base, then you can shoot them using your own ballistic skill. And they have the interceptor rules, which we'll be using, so it'll be lots of fun. And we're using, of course, the short board edges, so it's a nice long board for all the flyers. And so let's roll off those Warlord traits. First, Overlord gets Strategic Genius. He gets to re-roll all his reserve rolls, failed or successful. And Big Mech gets Master of Offense, which gives him Furious Charge, which he already had. First turn, we wanted to tie, but we had to roll off again. And Matt gets to choose, and he gives me first turn to allow my flyers to jump on first. So deployment, Orks just move up as far as possible, because the further you are on the board, the less amount of shots that the flyers are going to get at you before they have to fly off or fly past. Also, I want to get to those objectives and shoot those planes down. And the Necrons, well, they have 1 squad of warriors outside of their Ghost Arc. And the chariot on there, and then everything else, all the flyers have to keep in reserve, and so they are. And there's a lot of them. Very much so. So, first turn, let's see if there's night fighting. Roll off. There is. So anything past 36 inches we will not be able to do. But we start off, scatter field, that's no one's controlling, only a troop choice or a scoring unit, if you're playing other scenarios, can actually control the objective. The scatter laser allows you to reroll misses of 1, but can't do it. The Valkyrie turns out to be a targeting relay, which gives Skyfire to a unit controlling it. However, obviously Necrons can come over and contest that objective, and then I will not be able to have Skyfire anymore. But at this point, one of my squads does have Skyfire. Maybe I should have brought some rockets or something else to deal with those flyers. But we have another objective reveal with the Bikers. That's a grav wave generator. The Bikers actually are elite, so they can't control the objective, but if you do, you have to charge distance for anything shooting. I use the last gun to shoot at the 1 Ghost Arc. I actually hit, but then I failed to penetrate. And then Ludas get 3 shots each, lots of shots, so 5s and 6s to hit, and then 6s to glance, nothing. And then my second squad of looters shoots, and same thing, 5 and 6 is the hit, and then 6 is the glance. I only get 2 glances, but he does get a 3+ cover because of where he is, and only takes 1 glancing hit, so he's on a 3 hull points. They have a whopping 4 hull points each. Wardboy passes his psychic test, gets a 4. Warpath wants to reroll, gets a 4 again though. It was meant to happen. Next, boys are running up, because, well, there's nothing else they can do at all. And again, the closer they are to Necrons, the closer the Necrons are to dying. Well, that's usually the case at any rate. So, boys are just running up, getting closer, and at this point, it's not too bad to clump up because he doesn't have a lot of blasts in his army. And that's something to note when moving your boys, to see if you should spread out or not. And trying to keep at least a couple squads within the custom force field, so I'll get something. The only thing that clumping up will hurt me against the death ray. But again, they'll probably be targeting higher priority stuff. Turn 1 Necrons. They start on objective, and it is sabotage. That's at the end of each turn, player turn, we roll. And on a 1, there's a large blast centered over, strength 4, AP nothing, that will hit and hopefully kill some Necrons. Then we jump into a mysterious pool, and it is Fireblood. If you are mobilized, you are wrecked. But luckily for Necrons, they are not wrecked, so they can fire as normal. Night fighting still is enabled, and so shooting at me with the guys on top, he does deal a few amount of wounds, and I fail my cover saves from not only the custom force field, but stealth, because I was more than 12 inches away. But the Ghost Arks managed to get just within range of the 12 inches, and so I don't get anything past my custom force field. And these boys, they are partially behind the defense line, which we agree will be a 4+ cover, and so I do roll those and make enough that those die before the ones in the open would get killed instead. Ghost Arks continue to shoot now their side guns. Lots of hits, not so many wounds thankfully, and I make all but 1 of my saves, and those, I'm just saving a lot of my boys because of cover, and so using cover to the fullest, it was very wise to run up, even though I wasn't able to shoot at all. Continuing on, more and more shots, but at the end of turn 1 Necrons, the objective explodes. Lots of wounds, but 4+ save, he makes all of them. Matt's very happy. It was quite hilarious to see. But end of turn 1, basically Orks have moved up in their big horde. Necrons have moved up a little, peppering the Orks with their shots, and there's terrain in the middle, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to charge him this turn, or next turn rather. But now it's time to roll for reserves and see if any flyers will start to come in, so click the link for part 2.